Alaikum and hello everyone. Welcome back to our course in educational psychology. It's wonderful to see you all here again. Ready to continue exploring the fascinating ways people learn, grow, and express their potential. In our last session, we examined how intelligence is much more than a single number or narrow skill. It's a rich, interconnected network of abilities shaped by both nature and nurture. Intelligence influences how we think critically, solve problems, understand others, create new ideas, and adapt to change. It can be seen in logical reasoning, imaginative thinking, emotional awareness, and practical decision making in daily life. We also discussed that while tests for measuring intelligence can be helpful for identifying strengths, guiding sport, or tracking development, no test can truly measure the full depth of human capability. A score may highlight certain skills, but it should never define a student's worth, limit opportunities, or overshadow important qualities like perseverance, curiosity, empathy, and creativity. In today's session, we will turn our attention to giftedness and creativity, exploring how they remind us that potential appears in many different forms. As educators, it is our responsibility to identify, recognize, value, and nurture this potential wherever it appears. While connecting these ideas to meaningful, relevant, applicable, and practical real world classroom strategies for all types of learners, with this broader understanding of intelligence in mind, it's a good natural step to ask, how do we recognize and support those whose abilities stand out in unique ways? This brings us to the concept of giftedness and talent, where potential meets opportunity and effort. Giftedness and talent. Giftedness is about potential, while talent is that potential transformed into skill and performance through practice, opportunity, and persistence. It's not simply about having a high IQ. Motivation, environment, and sustained effort all play crucial roles in turning promise into achievement. Renzulai's three-ring model explains giftedness as the intersection of three traits: above average ability, strong reasoning, problem solving, or specific subject mastery; high task commitment, dedication, perseverance, and willingness to work hard; high creativity, originality, innovative thinking, and a willingness to take risks. For example, a student named Oliver, from a young age, he showed an exceptional aptitude for mathematics, often solving puzzles far beyond his grade level. However, his real growth happened when a teacher noticed his talent and encouraged him to join a math club. There he tackled complex problems, collaborated with peers, and developed presentation skills. While his IQ reflects strong reasoning ability, it was his commitment to improving and his creative approach to problem solving that led him to win national competitions. Identifying gifted students requires more than IQ test, teacher observation, parent insights, and the student portfolios often reveal talent that numbers alone can miss. While giftedness can often focuses on exceptional abilities and how they are developed, those abilities frequently go hand in hand with another powerful trait, creativity, whether it's problem solving in mathematics, composing music, or designing innovative solutions. Creativity is often the spark that allows talent to shine in unique and meaningful ways. Creativity is not just for artists or musicians, it's the ability to generate ideas that are both new and useful. It can be engineer designing a flood resistant bridge, the teacher discovering a fresh way of explaining fractions, or the student inventing a new playground game that everyone enjoys. Rhodes 4PS framework breaks creativity into product, the tangible or intangible result of creative effort. Process, the thinking, experimentation, and the problem solving steps that led to it. Person, traits like openness, curiosity, and the persistence that fuel creativity. Place, the environment that encourages and support creative expressions. Psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi adds that creativity also depends on the field. Experts who judge the value of ideas and the domain, the specific area of knowledge or practice. For example, Emma, a high school student passionate about environmental issues, noticed her school wasted large amount of paper. She designed a recycling program, created engaging awareness posters, and worked with administrators to reduce printing. Her project combined innovation with practical value, earning recognition from local environmental groups. Creativity thrives where curiosity, autonomy, and risk taking are engaged and where mistakes are incorporated as learning opportunities. Understanding creativity on its own is important, but it becomes even more powerful when we see how it works alongside intelligence. These two forces often interact, each enhancing the other in ways that shape how people learn, solve problems, and contribute new ideas. Linking intelligence and creativity. Research shows a modest but meaningful link between intelligence and creativity. They are connected, yet remain separated. Intelligence provides the foundation, the knowledge base, analytical skills, and the problem solving strategies needed to understand and navigate challenges. Creativity, on the other hand, takes those tools and applies them in fresh, often unconventional ways, generating new possibilities and innovative solutions. Both are essential for lifelong learning and adaptation. Intelligence helps students acquire and organize information, while creativity enables them to apply that information flexibly. Think beyond the obvious. We adapt to new situations. A scientist, for example, may use intelligence to understand a complex problem and creativity to design an experiment that reveals unexpected insights. In education, the most powerful results occur when we purposefully nurture both. This means building students' cognitive abilities while also encouraging curiosity, risk taking, and imaginative thinking. When intelligence and creativity work together, learners are better equipped to solve real world problems, adapt to change, and contribute meaningfully to society. Seeing how intelligence and creativity complement each other naturally leads to the question, how can we as educators bring these insights into our daily teaching practice? By translating research into action, we can create learning environments that nurture both the mind and the imagination. Educational implications. So, what does all this mean for us as educators? The research and the theories we have explored point toward a more inclusive and holistic approach to teaching and learning. Broaden our definition of intelligence, we must recognize and celebrate strengths beyond traditional academics, such as artistic talent, empathy, leadership, and practical problem solving, as equally valuable forms of ability. Diversify teaching methods, design activity that tap into multiple intelligences. Debates for linguistic learners, experiments for logical mathematical thinkers. Role play for interpersonal skills and art project for spatial abilities. This variety ensures that every student can shine, sport gifted and creative students offer improvement opportunities, challenging tasks, and self directed projects that allow them to stretch their abilities and pursue personal interest, promote a growth mindset, praise effort, strategies, and persistence rather than just outcomes, helping students see challenges as opportunities to grow value emotional intelligence. Teach and model skills such as empathy, self regulation, and collaboration, fostering a sportive classroom culture where students can thrive socially and academically. By integrating these practices, we prepare students not just for exams but for life, equipping them with the skills, mindsets, and adaptability to succeed. In this chapter, we have explored that intelligence is not a single number or a single skill, it is a complex, interconnected web of abilities shaped by both nature and nurture. Intelligence influences how we think, solve problems, understand others, express our emotions, create new ideas, and adapt to change. We have also learned that while measuring intelligence can provide useful insight for identifying strengths and guiding sports and tracking progress, it should never define a student's worth or limit the opportunities available to them. A test score is only one piece of a much larger picture. Furthermore, our discussion on giftedness and creativity has shown that potential comes in many forms, sometimes in obvious achievements, other times in hidden intelligence, waiting to be discovered. As educators, our role is to actively recognize, value, and nurture this potential wherever we find it, and how the concept of intelligence, creativity, and giftedness connect to practical, real world classroom strategies. Assalamu alaikum and goodbye for now.